Hey mamas, I'm out for a walk around my property and I'm finding a whole bunch of medicinal weeds like this yarrow down here. So I thought I'd take you guys for a little walk and see what we can find. So this is yarrow, and I will say that you want to do your own research. I am not a herbalist, and I don't pretend to be. I do my research on my own and look these up. I have a app that I use to help me identify, but then you always want to make sure you have at least 2 other sources that are reliable to help you identify before you use any herbs medicinally or culinary uses. Make sure you do your own research. But this is yarrow, and it grows wild here in North Idaho, all over the place. All right, let's see what else we can find. Here's one. We have a lot of wild strawberries that grow. So let's get a closer look at those. This is wild strawberry. Here we have some mullen. This stuff is really good for respiratory issues. I just recently used some that I had harvested and dried last year, and my son got bronchitis over the winter, and so I made him a mullen tea and used a coffee filter to filter it out because it's very velvety when you fill it, and I'll give you a close-up here in just a minute. But it's very velvety, and those little hairs like to irritate. So if you're really sensitive, you may not even want to touch it with your hands like I just did. It doesn't bother me, but I know it can bother some people. So be very careful by touching those if you tend to be a very sensitive person, skin sensitive. Let's show you just how fuzzy those things are. They're very soft when you touch it. Very soft. But you definitely don't want those little hairs irritating your intestines after drinking some tea, especially when you're already coughing up a lung with bronchitis. So here we have a big bug on my head. Here we have a St. Johns Wart, and it is about ready to bloom. And I will talk a little bit more maybe about what the medicinal properties are of these plants. I just know that they're medicinal and they grow wild here. So I can just harvest, dry, preserve them, and set them aside for whenever I need them. And look, there's some more St. Johns Wart, and then there's another mullen behind that. Let's see what else we can find. So this right here is a serviceberry bush. And serviceberries, as far as I know, are not medicinal, but they are edible and they grow wild here. This is just one bush. Actually, I have a couple more immature bushes just a little ways over there. So those are not producing any berries yet, but this one is loaded with berries, and I can't wait to try them once they're all ripe. let's go see what else we can find. Here we have wild rose. I collect the rose hips in the fall for extra vitamin C in my tea, and I am hoping to be able to harvest some of the petals to infuse in some oil to make a body butter. I have one more thing to show you. I just gotta find it again. Okay, I found them, but they're a little hard to see because it's pretty weedy right here. But there's some Oregon grape in here, right there. Let's go take a closer look. All right. So as you can see, this is really good with the sun shining on them. You can see these glossy green leaves. That is Oregon grape. So they aren't flowering yet. These sometimes they're a little on the red or orangish tones. There's a whole pretty good sized patch right here. So there's what we started with. There's a little bit more. And a little bit more right in there. It's kind of hard to see. If you look for that little orangish, reddish tint, that's the Oregon grape. And they've got the kind of pokey leaves. It's in the holly family. Well, it's called Barberry. It's in the Barberry family, the Oregon grape is. And it is also the state of Oregon's state flower or state plant. One of those. As far as medicinally, the Oregon grape, it's the roots that you actually harvest for medicinal uses. There's a strawberry, wild strawberry mixed in there. It's all the Oregon grape. So this is Barberry, not to be confused with Barberry. But I thought I would show you a few other things that I have identified. I believe this one has some medicinal properties. I don't remember. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I'm not an herbalist. I am doing my own research on these plants. You want to be doing your own research. Have 3 very solid sources that all agree. I'll put up names of what I think the rest of these are, and go for it. Look them up yourself and enjoy the rest of the wildflowers I have found around my property. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. And if you'd like to see more about gardening and homemaking, don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye.